on, I gotta position you correctly. We got this. Parfait. Alright, so, good whatever time it is right now, Muse. I don't know, I'm having one of those wish you were here moments, to be perfectly honest with you, because I know I've been at my grandparents' house, which has been an emotional roller coaster, but it's been a very enriching experience. One thing I love, with a passion, is coming to the dock. I mean, we're at the dock right now. I'm just pointing you towards the very scenic view at the moment in time. And, I don't know, it's one of those things where I like hanging out with people, as in being around them. And so I want to hang out with you. What would you want to do if we were hanging out? Ooh, thunder's rumbling, exciting! Anyways, and so, I mean, I don't know, because I know, for one, I love going to concerts. I went to an Imagine Dragons concert with my family and my friend Emily, and it was amazeballs. Like, super totally rad and awesome, and I loved it so much. And if you don't want to do that, I mean, I'm sure there's like little festivals and stuff around where you are, and I could jive with that. I've never been to a real festival before. I mean, it's not like in the animes where we just kind of have them around our neighborhood. No. I mean, we have like local movie night stuff at our pool towards the end of the season, but as for that, not really. Yeah, one thing that I wanted to share with you, one of my cute little stories, since I've been kind of sad lately, is about how I have been skinny dipping, 3 times now? But I haven't skinny dipped in here, even though I could, but, suspicious characters and all that, bad idea. And so, I mean, it was interesting because it was like, middle of the night, and I'm with Kira, Paige, Emily, and Tiffany, I think both times, or all the times. I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but it was a small chunk. You couldn't count on your hand. Or you could count on your hand how many times we've been. And, I mean, I thought it was kind of cool, I just love being in the water, It's a really nice experience for me. Like, I love coming swimming out here, just because the water is, like, glass. It's so clear. And plus, since there aren't, like, a whole bunch of boats around usually, I mean, I know there's little docks everywhere, but there aren't usually a lot of boats around, and so, when you pull your head under the water and you listen, you don't hear that hissing noise that comes from all the motors or anything. It's like quiet. And it's the nicest thing I think I've ever heard. I just love listening to lakes and pools and stuff. I mean, I know that's kind of weird, but it's something I love to do. And actually, it was funny, because what I used to do is, the neighborhood pool that's down the way from where I live, I used to go there all the time. What I'd do is I'd bring goggles that covered your nose and a tennis ball. And I would literally play fetch with myself the entire time. And I would do that for hours. And I'd do that, I'd have like a little bit of music going, I'd be entertained all damn day. I stayed so fit because of it. It was so useful, like, oh my goodness. I loved it so much. It was my favorite thing to do for the longest time. And I know everybody would laugh at me whenever I told them that story. And so, I feel bad whenever I complain too much. And it's weird, because when I email you, I don't feel bad for complaining, it's that whole I'm okay with being vulnerable kind of thing. I don't really know what it is, I'm just fine. And it's all good, and I'm all good, and we're all good. And so, I know I've been asking to voice call you at random times. I just, I remember Skype vaguely. To be honest, I was higher than the peaks of Mount Everest at the time. And I don't like smoke weed and all that kind of stuff. No, I did something called binaural beats, where, I don't know if you've ever done them before, but I'm going to describe to you how it warps your brain, as it were. Because what it does is you wear headphones and turn them up to the highest volume, and you close your eyes and make it as dark as possible with as little sound around you as you can. And you lay perfectly still and try not to think about anything. And what it does is that from each earbud it plays 2 different frequencies. And when you listen to it long enough, it tricks your brain into thinking there's a 3rd frequency. And then that 3rd frequency basically plays out on repeat in your brain after you take them off, and that's how you get the effects. And so I know that it was either that, or I'd had a glass of wine, or Smirnoff, or I was dead tired. But either way, I was high as a kite. So I know you laughed at me for whatever reason. You're just kind of typing back and forth because the internet connection where you were was really crappy. But I remember it. I really do. I just, it's one of those things where I like talking with people. It's good for me. I know what I really want to do one day is start like a band or something, or like play or like write music and have my title be Dancing with Myself, like that one song by Billy Idol, Dancing with Myself. Wow, I love that song so much. It just has such a nice ring to it, like that. And Carry On My Wayward Son. I can't remember who did that one, but I love Carry On My Wayward Son as well. And I just, there's just something about being on ships and boats and all that that's great. Like, I don't know if I told you about how my family used to own a sailboat. Well, own being the quote-unquote term. My grandparents gave it to us, and we used it on a normal basis. And it was so much fun for me. I loved it because my dad took a sailing class whenever he was going to A&M for a PE credit, and so he knew how to sail. And it was great because one of the things we could do is basically, how on a sailboat you got all the different cords that's attached and everything. But you could detach one of those cords and then clip it to this thing that's basically a diaper that you put on. And you could hang off the edge of the sailboat while you're sailing. And it was the coolest thing since sliced bread for me. I was in love with that. That was amazeballs, because what I could do is I could do that, and then I remember one time, the whole family's on the sailboat, right? And, to sail you need wind. That's kind of a given. And so we're in the middle of the lake, and the wind is dead. Like, there is none. And we're stranded, right? And me and Josh are, like, I think 11 and 13 at the time, something young like that. And we're both hanging, and we're both so bored. So what we do is to play rock, paper, scissors, smack. Which, let me describe to you the way this game works, alright? So, you've got the two people, you play rock, paper, scissors, and then the loser stands where they are. Winner goes to the end of the pontoon, and then jumps and smacks into the loser, and the loser flies around the other side of the boat. And we did that until the wind picked back up. And Mom and Dad were like, oh my god, I wish we had a camera. Why did we miss that? I just love that so much. That was the best thing for me. Like, oh my gosh. If there are certain people who if they're up for it, I would so play rock, paper, scissors, smack with, because it was thebomb.com. And there was that, and there was the one time that I took my friend Bella up there. And Bella, bless her, has a really bad upper arm strength. And one of the things that you do is to get back on the boat, you fall into the water, and then you put both your hands up on the pontoon and push yourself back up using your upper arm strength. I mean, granted, she had broken her arm on a couple occasions and all that, and she wasn't very active. And so she's doing this, and she's in the water, and she can't get herself back up. And of course, I'm like, come on, babe, and I show her how it's done. But she can't do it, and eventually she starts freaking out, and she's like, oh my god, the fish are gonna eat me, and all this crap. We're in the middle of the lake. It's not like we're in the ocean or something. And I'm laughing so hard because I can't help. I mean, I didn't want her to feel bad, as she probably did, but I'm laughing so hard that I can't help her. And Dad is trying his hardest to help her get back up, and he's giggling a lot too. And that was just, I made some of my best memories on the sailboat. That's one of the things I want to do, is get a sailboat with a cabin, maybe, and a motor, and have that be the transportation between the condo and the main coast. And then get a jet ski, so if I need to like go get groceries or something, or do something really fast, I can just take the jet ski from one to the other. But yeah, it's really cool, because the plan is that, I'm going to have different, I don't know if I want to make them like their own little separate cabins, or just offshoot rooms. But the landscape, okay, try to picture this for me. I haven't made a blueprint yet. But so there's the main house, right? Everybody comes check in, all that stuff. And then there's a little cafe. And you have the counter, right? And it completely aligns part of the room, kind of in splitting 1/4 of the room off from the rest of it. And behind that, there's an entire, the whole wall is a really big shelf. It's got just shelves upon shelves, and it's covered with books. Like, there's textbooks, novels, art books, how-tos, You name it, it's there. And I've also got like little oven, stovetop, microwave, fridge, all that fun stuff too. And a blender, probably like an espresso machine, a coffee maker, all that fun stuff, just because I love it. And there's a whole bunch of tables out in the main area, in the lobby, as it were. And there's this little reading nook. Like, I've seen them a lot of movies, and I want to have one in my life, where it's basically the window, or there's a little indent in the wall, and there's this nice little cushioned surface. And then there's windows just kind of opening it up to the outside. I really just have always loved those, and so I would do that, and then I would make the ottoman, I guess that's what you call the sitting thing, the ottoman, able to lift up, and there would be even more books and stuff in there. Because I'm a book nerd, and I love books, and I'm a geek, and you'll have to forgive me because I'm so geeky. And then the main cabins where people actually stay are themed in different regions of the world. So you've got like the Europe cabin, the Asia cabin, the North America / Canada cabin, the South America / Mexico cabin, the Africa cabin, the Middle East cabin, just all kinds of really cool stuff, and I'm just so excited. I'm just geeking out right now. I've been thinking about this for forever. And then of course the place where I stay, and the people close to me stay, is it has a nautical theme to it. So there's ocean waves painted all around the room. There's a compass, all that fun stuff. Probably a really big mural of a map somewhere. Oh my god, I love it so much. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I've just kind of been offhand dreaming about this for days, weeks even. And oh my god, I'm just so jazzed. I just haven't really been able to geek out to anybody else, because every adult I talk to just kind of gives you that, okay, kind of look every time I start talking about it. Of course, all the people that know me, they're all just like, oh, like all the people who are my age that know me, they're just like, oh, that's so cool, kind of thing. But it's just kind of an offhand, oh, that's neat, and then we move on with the conversation. So, I mean, I'm pretty okay, personally. I'm so excited, because I'm joining the Navy partially so I can save up money to build up to that point. Oh my gosh, it just sounds so cool. I'm so excited for that to happen. Just nerding out all over the place. But yeah, I thought I'd change the narrative for you, do something a bit different. So that way, it's not quite as, the train isn't pulling into the sad station as often. I mean, I get into those moods, but I always feel like crap whenever somebody else hears it, because I'm like, I'm supposed to be a positive person. This isn't me after a while, because that's basically how every adult's been treating me. And it worries the hell out of me. But it's just like, I know I'm a positive person on a normal basis, but I'm allowed to be sad, aren't I? Kind of moment. And so I get upset whenever somebody, basically every time I'm not happy and someone takes that as an automatic bad thing. Like, I know Mom's been doing that a lot lately, and she's thinking that, her Hannah is gone and all this crap, which I'm not. It's just with selling the house, it's been a very stressful environment, and it's coming down on me. I'm ready to get out. Like, I feel better with getting out, So I know most people are like, oh, she's chasing a pipe dream, but that's the thing, is I like to prepare for these things. All this stuff I do for a reason. I mean, nothing I do is just kind of fiddly crap because I can. It means something to me. And I'm glad there's people out there, by chance of a miracle, that can understand that. So I'm just super jazzed, and I hope that schooling or finding a flat or whatever has been going well for you. I know that your care package has been packed and addressed and all that, and Pat plans on taking me to town tomorrow to mail it. I think you're gonna love it. I mean, it's got a very symbolic kind of theme to it. I'm not gonna tell you what's in there, I know you're hearing background noises. I just know that somebody's probably firing guns. Don't worry about it, though. I mean, people do that all the time out here. They're probably just hunting. And there's also a storm brewing. So, hopefully it doesn't come down on me while I'm here. But if it does, I'll be okay, since, you know, the wet never bothered me anyway. But nerd! Oh, sorry, I'm dumb. But yeah, it's one of the things we should totally do. I really want to take you swimming now. Or take you sailing. And that's just gonna be so much fun, and I'm so excited, and I'm a nerd, because I'm nerding out right now. So, you know, I'm just gonna let you go. And I'll catch you on the flip side, Muse. Me.